Are you considering buying a new construction home in 2025? Avoid these top 5 mistakes when purchasing a new construction home in 2025. Hey guys, Trey here, living in Middle Georgia. Today we're going to go over my top 5 mistakes that are commonly made by people that are looking to purchase a new construction home. Now, I'm just going to kind of dive into it. We're going to go one by one, kind of give you some insight on what to do, what not to do to make sure you have the smoothest and most enjoyable transaction when you're buying a new construction home. So, mistake number 1, and I'll be honest, I want to just reach through this camera and grab you and just shake you and say, research the builder. All right, please. Just research the builder that you're going to be buying from. You need to make sure of his reputation, his experience, the past projects that he's done. Make sure that you look into these things and make sure they know what they're doing and they build a quality home. So, like I said before in another one of my videos, some of these builders are throwing up houses as fast as they can to get them sold. They do take shortcuts, unfortunately, and if you don't do this research, you're not going to know that. And if you use a real estate agent like myself, we're going to make sure you know these things. Okay, so make sure you are going through, you're vetting the builders, you see what their reputation is, what their experience is, what their past projects look like. Go online and look up reviews and visit some completed homes that they've done in the past, or maybe they're working on now. In my opinion, it's a good idea to go before the home is actually complete. That way you can kind of see everything that's behind the sheetrock and, what's going on, the electric, everything, plumbing from top to bottom. I always just try to look at all of these things before the home gets to sheetrock. That way I know, okay, this was done right, or this is an issue. So I would just suggest making sure you go through, you vet your builder, make sure that they know what they're doing and they're going to build you a quality home. Now, mistake number 2 is going to be overlooking the community and the location. So what this means is you want to make sure that you're going to be in a good subdivision, because honestly, the subdivision is going to affect your property value and kind of the lifestyle that you're going to have there in that subdivision. So if you want something that has a lot of amenities or a pool or something like that, then you need to make sure that you go through, you check that neighborhood out, see what all it has to offer. And then also you need to be wary of HOA fees. So if that's not something that you want to pay, or you don't want to have to submit things for approval, if you want to put a shed out back or whatever the case may be, then you need to make sure that these subdivisions don't have those HOA restrictions and that you're going to be good to do whatever you want to at your new home. Now, again, call me and we will find the right subdivision for you with the right home, making sure that it meets all your criteria and your preferences to make sure that you're happy with your purchase once you get moved in. Mistake number 3. This is going to be ignoring the fine print in the contract. Okay, so you need to thoroughly review these contracts and just look and see what exactly it's saying, what you're signing up for, what you're agreeing to, and make sure that you're good with all the clauses, contingency plans. Now, like upgrades have to be paid up front. So if let's say you want to upgrade the countertops or add some cabinets or do something like that, these are things that are going to have to be paid out of pocket up front before they will actually do those things to the home. So it's things like this that you need to be aware of whenever you're purchasing a new construction home and you want to get these things done. You want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to have to pay for, so you can be prepared to pay that out of pocket up front before the work is done. Now, mistake number 4. This is a big one. All right. This is not budgeting for additional costs. And it kind of goes along with what I was just saying. So you need to understand that the purchase price is just the beginning. Okay, so that is what you're paying for the home. as is with no upgrades, no anything, just as the builder is going to build it. Now, obviously, you're going to have your down payment. Depending on what loan you go with will determine how much that will be. So VA, obviously, you're not going to have any down payment. FHA is going to be 3.5%. And then if you go conventional, you'll be anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on credit and all that kind of good stuff. So just understand purchase price, down payment, and then here comes the closing costs. So as far as closing costs are concerned, a good rule of thumb for me is I typically take 3 to 4% of the purchase price, and that should cover all of your closing costs. So you need to have that money in case you have to pay those closing costs. Now, they are your closing costs. You are responsible for them, but in a lot of situations, we can get the builder to pay some of those for you. So they do offer some kind of incentive sometimes, whether maybe you can put it towards your closing costs, or maybe you can have a privacy fence put in, or maybe if they're offering $10,000, let's just say, you could put that towards a privacy fence, or you could upgrade some things in the home and take it out of that money. And then whatever you have left over, you could put towards your closing costs. So there's all different kinds of options and scenarios that you could have if they are offering those incentives for closing costs or upgrades. So that's just something else that you need to be aware of, and make sure that you're asking questions and know, okay, they're allowing this much money for closing costs or upgrades, and I have that much to use. So number 5 is going to be, man, how many times do I talk about this? Failing to get a home inspection. Okay, so please, it's another one of those shake you moments, like grab you by the shoulders and just shake you and say, get a home inspection. All right. It's only going to protect you. And if you get a home inspection and there's a lot of stuff on there, then guess what? I'm going to take that home inspection. I'm going to go to the builder. I'm going to say, look, we had a home inspection done. This whole list right here is not done properly. And guess what? They're going to go back. They're going to have to fix all these things. And then we will walk back through the home and make sure that it was done properly. You can also have the home inspector come back, have them look at it if you wanted to, if you don't feel comfortable looking at it yourself. I'm not a home inspector. Yes, I can spot things that aren't right, but at the end of the day, that's not my expertise. So I would rather you have the home inspector come back and look at those things if you're not comfortable doing it yourself. Now, when the home inspection is done, they're going to send you a report. So it'll be a report with pictures. It'll have a detailed description of anything that's wrong. That way there's no questions whenever we do send it to the builder, what the issue is, what needs to be done to fix it, and they can go ahead and knock it out. So that's 5 things that if I could, I would come through the camera and just shake you a little bit and say, make sure you do these things, please. It's only going to protect you in the long run. I've seen so many clients buy a new construction home, get moved in, and then have so many problems, and then have an issue getting the builder back out to fix those issues, and then they're stuck having to pay for somebody else to come in and fix stuff on a brand new home. I just want to make sure that that's not going to be you, and that you're protecting yourself and your investment from any issues later down the road. Hey, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like and subscribe so you see all our videos in the future, and I hope you guys have a great day.